In the previous session, we understood about hole and electron. These things are understood clearly in the previous session. Now, in the present session, we are going to understand about how p-type material and n-type material are formed. How p-type material and n-type materials are formed, because thyristor is 4-layer device. We'll understand now. So in the previous session, we learnt about basics of electronics. Now we learn about p-type material, n-type materials. P-type material and n-type material. Now, first of all, I want to draw the structure of silicon. So, silicon, this is one atom, will be bonded with remaining atoms like this. Remaining atoms means another silicon atom, like this. Silicon. So one silicon like this. It is continued like this. So how many valence electrons are there in the previous session? We observed 4 valence electrons are present at every silicon atom. 4 valence electrons are present. Okay. So I am showing here silicon structure. Now every silicon atom requires 4 electrons, or it need to lose 4 electrons. We observed already, right? So suppose it requires 4 electrons, means how it need to have 4 holes here. I am showing holes here. If it want, because 18 is more stable state, more stable atomic number compared to 10. Therefore, it requires 4 electrons, right? So how many holes it must have? 4 holes. Every atom must have 4 holes. Okay, like this. Every atom requires 4 holes to attain the stable state. Which state? 18, number 18, because silicon number is 14. It requires 4 electrons. So for giving some space to electrons, there must present a hole. Hole must be there. Therefore, I am showing holes. Right? Fine. This is the actual structure of silicon. It requires 4 electrons. Okay, fine. Now we are going to study 2 types of materials. Those are trivalent material and pentavalent material. Trivalent material and pentavalent. Valent is nothing but valency only. Trivalent materials. So trivalent materials, I am writing here. Trivalent materials. Trivalent materials means they have 3 valence electrons, or these elements are nothing but third group elements. These elements are otherwise called as third group elements. In periodic table, third group. Right. So these trivalent material will have 3 electrons in the valence orbit. 3 electrons are available for bonding. Okay. Pentavalent materials means these belongs to 5th group. These penta means 5 in the valence. So 5 valence electrons are present. That's why these are called as pentavalent and these are called as trivalent. So trivalent materials will have 3 electrons as valence electrons or valence orbit. That's why they are called as trivalent materials. Pentavalent materials will have 5 electrons or 5 valence orbits, 5 valence electrons. That's why these are called as pentavalent and that's why they belongs to 5th group. Okay. Now observe carefully. So generally silicon layer will be taken. One of the processes, they will take one silicon layer, they will send trivalent gas onto it, diffusion process. If you send trivalent gas onto the silicon layer, how many holes does silicon layer is having? How many holes does silicon, in the silicon layer, every silicon atom will have 4 holes. Okay, 4 holes here. So whenever we send trivalent gas onto the silicon material or silicon layer, how many electrons are available? 3 electrons are available. So 3 electrons, every atom will be bonded with 3 electrons. Every atom will be bonded with 3 electrons like this. Every atom will be bonded with 3 electrons. Every atom, 3 electrons will be occupied in 3 holes. 3 electrons will occupy 3 holes. 3 electrons will occupy 3 holes. This structure I am showing here itself. Okay, means this is the story of when trivalent plus silicon. This is the figure related to trivalent plus silicon. Okay, trivalent plus silicon here. Okay, so trivalent is given. How many electrons are available? 3 electrons are available. How many holes are available? 4 holes are available. For every atom. At every atom. So what is remaining here at every atom? What is remaining? Hole is remaining. So these are bonded. So these electrons are bonded. They cannot provide any. They cannot be used for electrical property, means for providing electricity, for creating electricity. So these are bonded. So holes are available. So which is formed? Here more holes are available. More holes are available means, so in the combination of trivalent material and the silicon material or silicon semiconductor gives rise to development of holes. More holes are present in this material now. Okay, so which are majority charge carriers now? Holes are majority charge carriers. Holes are majority charge carriers. Holes are majority charge carriers. Sometimes some electrons may not be bonded. So here electrons will be minority charge carriers. Electrons will be minority charge carriers. Okay, here holes are remained unbonded. So more number of holes are present. Very less amount of electrons will not be bonded somewhere. Therefore electrons are also available. Very less number of electrons are available. So electrons are minority charge carriers. So if electrons are present, in the previous session we observed electrons are negative charged and holes are considered as positive charged particles. So which charge is developed means which type is developed? Positive type is developed. Which type is developed? Positive type is developed. Positive type developed means which type material is formed? Simply p-type material is formed. Simply p-type material is formed. In this manner p-type material is formed. So how p-type material is formed? So I am writing here p-type material. P-type is formed. How p-type is formed? Trivalent plus silicon. Okay, thus p-type material is formed. So trivalent material, when trivalent gas is passed through the silicon layer, 3 electrons in the trivalent material bonds with the holes, means takes the place of holes, and those will be bonded. One hole at every atom will be remained unbonded. Therefore hole nature is increased. Hole nature means positive nature. Therefore thus p-type material is formed. Now understand some important points. So silicon in purest form, when silicon is not bonded with trivalent material, when silicon is not bonded with trivalent material, that silicon is in pure semiconductor form. In the starting sessions, I written silicon is pure semiconductor. Once again, I want to write here pure semiconductor. Pure semiconductor. So for this pure semiconductor, we added trivalent. This is good gas only. But whenever we add something to any pure form, it becomes impure form. Right? Pure water is mixed with anything, any color, it turns into that color. That water will attain that color. Therefore, it is impure one. So silicon is purest form of semiconductor. Now trivalent is added. Now whatever the semiconductor is found, because this is semiconductor nature only basically, which type semiconductor is found? P-type semiconductor is formed. And this is not a pure form of semiconductor. The pure form of semiconductor is only silicon. Silicon is pure semiconductor. But when we added a trivalent, it cannot be a pure semiconductor. It is impure one. So what is making impure? Trivalent is making impure. That's why this trivalent material is called as impurity. Impurity is added to pure semiconductor. Means we are impuring the semiconductor. Therefore, addition of impurities to the pure semiconductors is called as doping. Very important one. Why we require doping? We'll understand now. Doping means, what is the basic definition of doping here? Addition of impurities to pure semiconductors. Pure semiconductors. Generally, we are understanding with silicon only. Germanium is another type of silicon mostly used. Germanium is another type of semiconductors which is also used for this purpose, making electronic devices. But we are concentrating on silicon. So doping definition is addition of impurities to pure semiconductors. Why we need to add doping? Why we need to add impurities? Why need to perform doping? Okay, because pure semiconductor cannot have electrical conducting properties. Means it cannot have good electrical conducting properties. It cannot be used for electrical for generation or allowing the electric current like that, generating the electric current. It cannot be used in electrical power systems. Therefore, to increase the electrical properties, otherwise conducting properties, to making to convert it nearly as a conductor, we are adding impurity. So what is the basic use of addition of doping? What is the basic work of doping? Why we need to add impurities? To improve the to improve the electrical conducting properties. Electrical conducting properties, such that they can be used in the circuit as a switch, as a controller, and everything. Okay, that's the story of silicon. I explained very clearly. Okay, so p-type materials are formed in this manner. How p-type? Very important bits we can get from this session. Trivalent materials are, I think our results. Trivalent materials are used to generate or manufacture p-type materials or positive type materials or p-type semiconductors. So how to obtain a p-type semiconductor? What we need to do? A trivalent plus silicon will give p-type material. That leads to the creation of p-type material. Now, p-type materials means which group? Third group. What is the meaning of p-type? Means trivalent materials are which group? Belongs to which group? Third group. Why they belongs to third group? They have 3 valence electrons. 3 valence electrons. That's why these are called as trivalent materials. Next, pentavalent materials. We will understand the pentavalent material story later. Doping. What is the meaning of doping? Addition of impurities to the pure semiconductors. Here we have silicon is pure semiconductor and we are adding trivalent material, and that is nothing but it provide whenever we add pure thing and another thing, that will become impure one. What that process is called as doping. And why we need to perform this doping? To improve the electrical conducting properties. So to improve the electrical conducting properties and to utilize in the electrical power systems, we need to dope the semiconductor. This is the story of p-type material, and in the next session we will understand n-type material, and along with that we will understand the nature of diode and power diode.